I'm going to make some bran muffins, and today I'm using the recipe on the back of the Rogers wheat bran bag. I find that, when companies put a recipe on the bag, it's good. So that's what I'm going to do. Classic bran muffins. I'm adding some raisins because Murray loves raisins. He loves them in his cinnamon buns, his honey cake, his bran muffins. So that's what I'm doing today. The recipe is 1.5 cups of wheat bran, 1 cup of buttermilk, 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 2/3 cup brown sugar, 1 lightly beaten egg, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 cup of flour, and a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then 1/2 cup of raisins. So I never have buttermilk, but I do always have dry buttermilk powder. So it goes into a cup of water. 2 tablespoons goes into a cup of water. I give it a good stir to dissolve the powder, and then I always have buttermilk. So for this recipe, I added the buttermilk to the bran, and it's been sitting for 5 minutes. And I whisked the flour, baking soda, baking powder, and salt together. It's always a good idea to do that. And then those ingredients are distributed in the flour evenly. And I've lightly beaten my egg with my great little whisk. So now it's just a matter of combining everything. So into the bran goes the sugar, the oil, the vanilla, and the egg. It's a very, very simple, quick, easy recipe. I've preheated the oven to 375, and I've lined my muffin tin with these great little cups. But if you don't have the cups, just generously grease each section. So now really quickly, just give this a stir. It's a really tasty recipe. I really like it. And if you like cinnamon in your bran muffins, feel free to add a teaspoon of cinnamon to this. Okay, so quickly stirred. Now I'm going to add the flour. It's really, really quick. The longest wait is at 5 minutes when the milk goes into the bran. I really like a recipe that I can just do by hand really quickly with a bowl and a spoon. Okay, it's a nice moist batter. I've just stirred it so that all the flour, all the ingredients are well mixed. Now goes in Murray's favorite ingredient, the raisins. Stir to combine. And then we're just gonna put them in the muffin tins. So sometimes I use a little scoop, sometimes I use a spoon, but today I'm using an ice cream scoop. I'm gonna just put 1 scoop in each section, and it makes 12 muffins. So we'll see if this works out evenly, and if not, I'll just take a spoon and kind of even things out a bit. Oops. It never fails, no matter how much I try to mix those raisins in. I always get like some scoops with more raisins and scoops with less raisins, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so 1 ice cream scoop in each section leaves a little bit leftover batter because the scoops are not always the same size. So I'm just gonna look, see which ones look a little, have a little less batter, and I'm just gonna try to distribute this extra batter evenly. You want the muffins to be as even as they can be, because then that's just better for baking, right? Then they'll all be done at the same time. There, pretty good. Okay, so here they are. Sorry, I guess I was off camera a bit. I'm just trying to figure this out. And anyhow, The muffins are going to go in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes in a preheated oven at 375, and I'll be back to show you them when they're done. Here are the Bran muffins. They've been out of the oven for about 5 minutes. I cool them like this. I just turn them over and let them cool in the pan like that. And then when they're cool enough, we'll dig into one of them. Here's the bran muffin. It was really good. I ate half of it already. I have 2 bran muffin recipes on my blog, marylandishes.com. There's a banana bran muffin recipe, which is delicious, and then there's also a basic bran muffin recipe. So go to marylandishes.com, have a look, and check out those bran muffin recipes. I hope you'll enjoy them.